Hey everybody, it is your Beachbody coach Tanya Griss, and normally I do my thoughts of the day and what I'm thinking of. This is actually something that I was thinking of, and I'm sorry I am a hot mess. I just finished cooling down from my workout, so I have to cool down from the workout before I take a shower and get ready for the day, otherwise I'm still sweating. But today I wanted to talk to you about my story. And where my life was before I started this whole journey that I've been on for the past almost 4 years. God, my eyes tear up before I even start telling you my story. Hi Tara, how are you? I know a lot of you see the Tanya that I am now. Always trying to stay so positive, motivating, reaching out to helping people, loving my life. That is not who I always was. Hey Susan, thanks for joining me. So I wanted to share this with you. I have shared my story a few times live. Hi Natalie. In an event. I've done events about coaching and the opportunity and what it has done for me. And I have told my story there. I have never ever gone live this way on my private page to tell my story. So I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now. I'm going to try my hardest to make my story short and sweet, and I'm going to try not to cry. Okay, so me before Beachbody. I was an unhealthy, unhappy mother of 2 young kids. I was not happy in my relationship. I was one of those people that stayed in my relationship for my children. I was not positive. I always looked at the negative side of every situation. I never looked for the bright side. I never did any type of personal development to help myself grow as a person. And I never had any money. I lived paycheck to paycheck, but in a negative. Look at my hair, guys. Look at this. Look at how crazy I look. What that means is I had my paycheck money spent before the paycheck was even in the account. And it wasn't like I had it planned of, okay, I'm going to pay my bills and then I'm going to pay an extra $400 to my credit card. Not spent like that. It was, okay, paycheck's coming. This is how much is coming in. Which bill, here's my stack of bills. Which bill can I not pay this month in order to pay another bill? So it was a process for me of going through and prioritizing the bills that are most important and paying those. So sometimes I didn't have enough money for groceries. Most of the time, I didn't have enough money for groceries. That's why my son it's why he likes macaroni and cheese so much. Because you can buy that for like $1, maybe 50 cents. You get what you pay for, so the nutrition's not good. I remember eating a lot of ramen noodles when my kids were little. They didn't eat it, but I did. Guys, sometimes I didn't have money for gas in my car. I didn't know how I was going to get them to school. Oh, God. It was just ham. Life was horrible. It was horrible. I always saw these people getting their hair done and getting their nails done, and moms pushing stroller arounds, and they're dressed to the nines, looking good and shopping for themselves. And I was always like, I wish I could be that. I wish I could be that. I wish I could stay home with my kids and have money to do things. So I voluntarily repossessed a car because I felt that if I was going to fail, I was going to be in control of that failure. So I couldn't make the payments. They called me and said if I didn't make this next payment, they would come and take my car. So I drove my car to the dealership, turned over my car, turned over my keys. I had to short sell a house, going through a divorce. Guys, my life was all negative stuff. And I just really wished when my kids were little I had what I have now, and I was who I am now. So fast forward, living through all that tough life and not knowing how I was going to get all this stuff paid, not knowing how I was going to pay for childcare, not knowing, and then I was getting jobs, right? Any job. I mean, I am the jack of all trades. I have done every job you can possibly think of. I have done it. And I did those jobs because we needed income coming into the house, right? But then my paycheck was just enough to pay for childcare. So basically I was doing these jobs, hey Kimberly, to have a stranger take care of my kids. There was one daycare that never took Kayla out of her bouncy seat, so she started getting a flat head. Oh God, you guys, it was just horrible. So when I tell you I know the struggles, the financial struggles, and I know how hard it is to live that life, oh, the struggles. So fast forward to when Beachbody was introduced to me. This time around is actually my second time around coaching. The first time around, I loved the shakes. I wanted to get a 25% discount on my Shakeology, so that's why I signed up. I never had to help anyone the way that I do now, and I didn't really want to. And then, you know, people started coming to me and asking me, and then I realized I did want to. There was a passion that I had for helping people with their health and fitness that I didn't know. So people started asking me questions. I started helping them, and not my upline, but another coach on our team was like, "You're coaching. This is all it is." So then I started doing it, and I started really loving it. And then my world crashed, and my husband at the time asked me for a divorce. Him wanting to divorce me was not my world crashing because it wasn't crashing because I wasn't going to be with him anymore. My world was crashing because my kids were being taken from me. Not full time, not that I was a bad mom or anything, but because he wanted some time with them. This was hard for me because he didn't want any time with them when we were together, and now he wants 50% of the time with them. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have no job. I have no income. I have no house because the house we were living in was in his name. So I had to pack everything up. We lived in Palm Beach, and I had to drive down to Broward County, moving with my parents. I'm in my 30s, moving in with my mom and dad. To me, that was bottom. Like, here I am in my 30s, and I have to start my life all over again. Like, just thinking about it really gets my heart racing with anxiety and panic. I felt like a failure. I felt like I failed my kids. I felt like I failed myself. I felt like I failed my parents because they didn't raise me to be a failure like that. It was a tough pill to swallow. Hearing somebody tell you this isn't the life I want to live anymore. I don't want to be a full-time dad. I don't want to be a full-time husband. I just want to be able to go live my life and have no responsibilities. After 13 years and you feel like you don't have to worry that that person is going to take care of you and your kids. And then all of a sudden it's, okay, it's all on you. Hey, Susan. Hey, Christy. Hey, Mark. So that was really tough for me. So I've never really had a problem finding a job. I do really well with interviews. So I found a job pretty quickly, but I needed time to save money because I obviously wasn't going to be able to buy a house because we had to leave the house in Palm Beach. So obviously it was going to be short-saleed. I couldn't pay the mortgage on that house. So they're going to come after me. So I don't have good credit because of all of this. So I had to rent. All I could afford was a 2-bedroom apartment. So I shopped around, I looked for something, and I knew how much money I needed to save. So I lived with my parents for a while until I can get on my feet. You guys, that was hard. That was really, really hard. I'm in my 30s. I'm a mother of 2. And I had to move in with my parents, with my kids. And then they had to see a lot of the stuff that I hid from them. You know, the way that my relationship was with that person. They saw a lot of it because it happened at their house. They saw how he did mind tricks and things like that. So I didn't want my parents to see that part of my life, but I didn't have a choice. I was driving a car and the gas tank fell out while I was driving down the road. Because I had to buy a used car. At the time, I did not know, but they rolled back the mileage on the car. So I was really driving a car with like 130,000 miles. I thought it only had like 60. And even at 60, I thought it was a lot. So I had to drive this piece of crap where the gas tank fell out as I was taking the kids to the doctor's office to get their physicals so they can go to school down here in Broward County. Because they had to get their physicals. I had to get them registered. Thank God to a friend of mine, Yusuf, who called his tow truck guy. He works with used cars and tires and things like that. Called his tow truck guy had him come and pick up my car. My parents came and picked up me and the kids because I had to finish their doctor appointment. He paid to fix my car for me, and I made payments as I could until I paid him off. Like, I am so blessed that I have him in my life, and he's still in my life. I love him and his wife and their kids. So when I tell you I've struggled, guys, I've struggled. But you know what? If I had to do it all again, I would, only because that's made me who I am today. I wouldn't be this strong, positive, influential person if it wasn't for everything that I went through. Because everything that I went through showed me a hard time. I pushed through and got through it, not always in the best. I definitely focused towards drinking when I did not have my children because I didn't know how to be alone. So whenever my friends were out and they were drinking or they were out dancing, I was with them. And then I decided, once I got my place and things like that, to start this whole Beachbody thing again, because I never wanted to be in the financial state that somebody can just up and leave my life and I wouldn't be able to take care of me and my kids. So I vowed then and there that I would never be like that ever again. I would never be in the place that me and my kids had to drive a car that the gas tank fell out while we were driving the car. My kids would never have to go without. So I tried again. Thanks to trying again, I am now me. I still remember and think about those times where I struggled, because without those struggles, I wouldn't be able to really reward myself and give myself pats on the back with the achievements that I'm making. You always have to remember where you came from, and you always have to remember things that happened in your life. I love you too, Rocky. I love you too, Tara. And that's another thing that this business has done for me. It's brought people like Rocky and Tara into my life. And for that, I am truly forever grateful. I have to tell you, for the single parents out there that have to share custody with their children, I feel you. I know how hard it is. That is the one thing today that is still hard for me. It's hard for me also because I watch my children struggle. And I watch them have a hard time with it. And I watch them have a hard time with communicating with the other house and stuff like that. So I just wish I could take all of that from them. But one thing I can say is, with what I'm learning with my personal development. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining me. I am teaching what I'm learning to my children at a young age. So I feel that that's letting me add better value into their life. Before, they had the negative advice from me. I wasn't positive. I didn't give good advice. I wasn't a good mom in that aspect. I was a good mom because I loved my kids with all my heart, as I still do today. But I'm embarrassed with the type of person I was back then. Yes, it made me who I am today, but I was extremely embarrassed with some of my actions, some of the things I did. But you know what? They always say success comes from failure. And I feel that I am a true advocate for that. Fast forward to today, I own a home with my husband, 4-bedroom house with a pool on a lake. I am driving an amazing car, dream car of mine. I've always wanted a Denali version of a car, you know, with all the bells and whistles. I have an amazing growing business. My business has doubled every year since I've started it. I have an amazing team, which is now my extended family, that love my kids as much as I do. Our families know each other. It's just amazing what my life has changed into. Just everything. I have an amazing man in my life who loves me and my children, and he loves me for who I am. He loves me for my flaws. Sometimes my flaws are what attract him, my goofiness and my silliness. So why am I sharing this with you? Because I know some of you are in that place where I used to be. And you guys, that place wasn't that long ago. I struggled a lot financially, but the divorce and everything just started in 2010. Hasn't been that long. In 2010, my credit was shot. I mean, I don't even know if my score was on the chart. That's how horrible it was. But now I was able to buy my car all by myself. I was able to finance it all by myself with them running my credit all by myself. You know, it's where you're at right now. If you're struggling, it's not forever. I promise you, it's not forever. You need to just dive into some personal development. If you don't know what books to read, I have so many, and you don't even have to read them. You can listen to them. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, it will help you. I can help you. The Get Fit Crew family can help you. That's what we're here for. But God, it's changed my life so much. I could talk about this for hours, but I'm at the point in my life now that I can just say, you know, yeah. And Melissa, that's so funny. Those words were just about to come out of my mouth. I don't know if you guys can read her comment, but she said, you turned your mess into a message by getting stronger through your struggles. Thank you. And kisses right back to you. Yes, I have turned my mess into my message. I have been utilizing my story and all the things that I've learned and all the hardship that I have gone through. And I'm paying it forward. I'm sharing it with people as I've talked to them in private messages or as I talk to them on the phone calls. I do a lot of phone calls during the day with new people that want to join either my team or just want to join one of my groups. And I share to them when they tell me what they're struggling with. A lot of times it's things that I've struggled with. My weight was always in a roller coaster, up with weight, down with weight, up with weight, down with weight, always. And I've just learned so much over these last 5 or 6 years with who I was and who I am now and where I'm different and where I'm going. And I look at my dreams now aren't just dreams. They're my goals because I know I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to. Just that mindset that has changed in me and the shift in the way I view things and the way I think about things. Just sometimes I step back and I'm like, did I just say that? Did that come from me? Like Kayla will come to me for some advice and I'll give her advice and then I'll think back like as the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, wow. Well, did I just give that good advice to her? That was pretty good. You know, so I feel like now I am a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better friend. I'm a better person all around. Do I still have flaws? Absolutely. But I wasn't proud of that, Tanya. I was never proud of myself. I never really accomplished a lot. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I don't feel I was the best me that I could be when, back in the day. I wasn't the best version of myself. And now I'm learning to be the best version of me. And I'm teaching my children to be the best version of themselves. So was my life hard? Yes. Is my life better? Yes. My life isn't easy. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. I still go through struggles. Just last year alone, I had 2 miscarriages and a battle with having a lumpectomy because they thought I had breast cancer. Thank God that I didn't have to do radiation or chemotherapy, but I still have struggles. I still have things that I go through. My life isn't perfect, but what is perfect is the family that I have and the support system that I have with you guys that are on here with me right now. Hey, Jen, how are you? To me, that's the perfect part. I have my kids. I have my parents. I have my in-laws who are amazing. I have all of you. I have my team that is my extended family. That's what's perfect. I didn't have all of that. You know, and I know throughout the time, some of the decisions I made, some people judged me for it. And I really wish those people that judged me, instead of judging me, I wish they would have reached out their hand and said, you're struggling, hold my hand. I'm going to lift you up and I'm going to help you. I'm going to hold your hand through this process because you are struggling. And I'm going to help you to make sure you don't go down that dark hole. That's what I wish I had. And hence, that's why I'm trying to be that hand for you. You know, if you're falling, I'm going to help hold you so you don't fall. And then when you're ready to fully lift yourself up and take your steps forward, I'm going to be there to hold you. And I'm going to be there to hold you up until you feel like you can walk on your own. And even then, I'll still be by your side, but you won't need me to hold you up anymore. You'll just need me to walk next to you. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I want to, I just feel like, you know, everybody says that God only gives you as much as he feels you can handle. And I always say, he must feel that I'm freaking Superwoman, because he just keeps throwing those bricks at me and throwing those bricks at me. But you know what? I finally really realized why. Because I have a voice and I'm not afraid to use it. And he's giving me all these different struggles in life. Miscarriages, divorce, physical and emotional abuse. Give me a second. Having to learn how to be by myself and be alone. Having to share custody with my kids. Losing a home. Losing cars. Poor credit. Anything you could think of. All those struggles I feel that he gave to me so I can help other people. Because I'm a very verbal person. If I find something that helps me, or if I find a product that I love, anything, I share it. And I feel that he gave me this life, even though it wasn't an awesome one. It's turning into an awesome one. I travel everywhere now. You know, I have a lot of amazing things going on and the most amazing people in my life now, but I feel he gave me all of those struggles so I can help the ones out there that are still struggling. And I could show them maybe a better path, or just by sharing my story, it can help them. So, no more tears. Life is great. It is going in such a wonderful direction. I feel I could be such a better mother to my kids, and that's very, very important to me. And I thank that too, as silly as it may sound, and you guys might be like, yeah, whatever. But I honestly feel deep down in my heart that I have coaching to thank for this, because without becoming a Beachbody coach, I would not have been shown the importance of personal development in anyone's life. You don't have to be running a business, or you don't have to be a CEO of a company to work on yourself as a person. So I feel that becoming that coach, you can come in. What do you need, honey?
For my phone. But...
Oh, I'm still working with it. I honestly feel, hi Gloria, that taking that step and taking that leap of faith at becoming a Beachbody coach is the number one thing that I have to thank for the shift in my life. It gave me a platform to share my journey, and to learn how to become better. Personal development is a big thing that they teach us in the coaching world, and I have to tell you, it is by far the biggest. And I have to tell you that at the beginning of me running the business, I thought it was a crock, and I was just like, I'm not doing it. But I do it every day now. Every day. Because I see and feel the better me that I am. And I'm so grateful that I don't want my days to start without that. Because I want to continue growing. I want to continue becoming a better person. And I want to continue learning so I can share that. Now I have a voice. I made my mess into my message. And I just want to help everybody that I can. So that's a little bit of my story. I know I talked longer than I wanted to, but sometimes it's really hard to make your story short. Because a lot of times people can't really grasp the story if you don't share it. So thank you guys for all the hearts. I love all the hearts that you're giving me right now. It's really making me feel supported while I'm telling this story, because it's a very hard story to tell. So thank you for the thumbs ups and the hearts that are flying by my screen. I love all of you so much. And I truly, truly am blessed for the life that I'm living now. And when I tell you that I believe your struggles and I know your struggles, I truly do. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the lunch date. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.